What's up? It's Tom. Thanks for being here. We're going to take a look at and talk about this guy here, Brooks Lee. But first, didn't bring a video to you on Saturday, so let's play some catch up. Let's do a Twin case you missed it and talk about both of this weekend's Twins games. Starting with the fun one, Saturday the Twins won 6-0. Great outing from Pablo Lopez against former teammate Sonny Gray. And Trevor Larnach, as you're seeing here, went deep twice in this game. Twins with a big 4-run third inning to spark that 6-0 victory. Again, vibes are feeling pretty good on Saturday. That was a great win, a great team performance, really on both sides. Facing a below 500 Cardinals team. They'd lost on Friday. Kind of getting this one you were hoping coming into today, hey, take the series here and move forward. Unfortunately, that's not how it worked out. You see the Twins end up losing 3-2 from 2 runs in the top of the 9th inning. And, Edouard Julien, this has been much talked about. You probably heard about this by now, but man, this is a play he absolutely has to make. Julien, there's things that he can't do at second base that some other guys can, but this is a play that just has to be made. They get 0 outs on that play. Duran gets the next guy out, but Lars Nootbaar shoots one through the hole in the infield to score 2 runs, and that was the difference in the game. Crushing. If there's anything to kind of move on from, I guess is the way I would put it, is kind of how I'm thinking about this game, is that, I don't think we're going to see, especially since Brooks Lee's on his rehab assignment, which we kind of teased earlier, I don't think there's going to be many late situations where we're going to see Edouard Julien at second base and Kyle Farmer at shortstop. So big picture, the Twins lose this series to St. Louis. They also lost their series at San Diego this week, so a tough week. But if you want some more positivity, the starting rotation looked really good this weekend. Pablo Lopez with 7 shutout innings and 9 strikeouts. Zebby Matthews gives up 1 run over 5 innings, no walks, of course, because he's Zebby Matthews, and 7 strikeouts. So there's a silver lining for you. And let's take a look at the playoff picture here. Twins still now 3 back in the division, so still trailing Cleveland, tied with the Royals still as well. But in the wild card, the Twins have a 4.5 game advantage over Boston, so they're pretty comfortably in that AL wild card. Anyway, let's turn the page from the Twins to the minor league side. And again, as you saw, Brooks Lee started his rehab assignment this weekend, DH'd on Saturday for the Saints. This was his first plate appearance of his rehab assignment. Bam! Awesome to see that, him just crushing this one over the bullpen onto the berm there at CHS Field. He was feeling it. The boys were enjoying that comeback from him. Good to be back in St. Paul for a brief moment here, at least, for Brooks Lee. Can't wait to see him back in the Twins. And then today, he played second base. So he played 7 innings of second base today. Not a full game, but made this really slick play in the first inning. Had a nice day at the plate as well. Had a 3-hit day with a couple doubles. There's one banged off the wall there. Rips this one into right field. And then also pulled another double here. So very productive first couple games here for Brooks Lee back. He's looking very sharp. And obviously with the Julien error, unfortunately, there's some pressure on him. We'll see if, Lee's rehab assignment gets pushed along. Connor Prielipp started for the Colonels on Saturday. Gave up a leadoff single, and then for his 3 innings, the only other traffic was a hit by pitch. So mid-80s sliders, mid-90s fastballs from him. He looked really good in this outing, a very clean outing for him. So Connor Prielipp, you saw the overall numbers aren't tremendous, but striking out a lot of guys. Also, his catcher, Pancho Ruiz, made a nice throw to get an out for him. Kaelen Culpepper here at shortstop, making a nice play. We're going to take a really good look at him on Saturday from this game. Unfortunately, he's credited with an error here. Had to go on the second base side. This one was in no man's land. He initially didn't really go after that hard, and then ends up, I think, calling off Nick Lucky, the second baseman there, and then commits that error. That's a nice play. This was the next batter, so he erased that runner at second on this play. Very aggressive base running. Here is a base hit to Walker Jenkins, and then he's throwing it in, and Culpepper cuts it off, and great awareness and athleticism on that play to jump, catch, realize the guy was coming into second, and then make that tag. That was a great play There's another double play that Culpepper started. This was all on Saturday, keep in mind. Unfortunately, he gets a second error. So if you notice that in the box score, these are his 2 errors. The one on the pop-up. This one, it was a bad throw. It was a high throw. But Ricks and Wingrove at first base would tell you he should have been able to reel that in. And if he would have landed on the bag, it would have been an out. Still, as it was an error. Walker Jenkins, in extra innings, really got a good hold of this opposite field double that scored Culpepper from second base to put Cedar Rapids up. They would score some more runs in that inning. And then Culpepper got a double play there. Nice well-struck ball, a liner right at him. He has the quickness to fire this over. Good job of Nick Lucky, too, to get to the bag. Very nice. So a bit uneven for Culpepper, but he made some good plays. Made a couple errors, too. Brandon Winokur with that single there. And then Kadeem Zhao, we're moving over to Fort Myers. Kadeem Zhao hits a RBI double to drive him in. Winokur had a big game. Here he gets a triple to the opposite field. Diving attempt missed, so he goes all the way to third. Get to see him rounding the bases here, really booking from this Tampa broadcast. That's a little fuzzy, but still appreciate any opportunities to get looks at these guys in the Florida State League. So much fun. Bailey Amick hit a home run. Guy drafted out of Tennessee. Jose Rodriguez is back. A big guy, teenager with lots of power. He hit a home run, missed a lot of time. Great to see that he made it back before the end of the year to get some work in. That's going to be beneficial for him to kind of build momentum into next season. Game situation here. Tie game, top of the 10th, 2 men on. Full count, 2 outs to Kyle DeBarge. So huge moment in this game, and he shoots this ball. We get some not great, some A-ball camera work here, but this is ends up being a triple. We don't really get to see where it goes, but you can see DeBarge just flying around the bases. Really speedy guy. So a 2-run go-ahead triple for DeBarge, and then Winokur, that man again, in the 10th inning, gets another hit, an extra base hit of his own, a double. So Brandon Winokur, once again, with a huge game. He had that 3-homer game earlier this month, getting dirty, he's having fun. I think it's a long season for these guys, these high school guys in particular, coming in to pro ball and playing a lot longer than they're probably used to. But he's turning it up as the season goes on, so that's been really fun to see. So going through the information here are Saturday's results. A pretty good day for the whole system. Highlighted that the Twins had a really great win, but the Wind Surge and the Colonels won, and the Muscles split their doubleheader that day. Here's a rundown of the notable hitting performances from Saturday. Again, Brooks Lee with that home run. In that doubleheader, the hitting stars were 2024 draftees Jaime Ferrer and Jay Thomason. Moving on over to the pitching side, Andrew Morris had a big bounce-back start, a quality start for the Saints. He had a very rough go, of it in his previous start, but 3 runs over 6 innings, strikes out 4. Christian McLeod, we're going to talk about him a little bit more, but he gave up 1 unearned run in 6 innings and struck out 8. Just 2 hits in that outing for him for the Wichita Wind Surge. There you see Connor Prielipp's line, in case you kind of missed that from when I was talking over it in the highlights there. But Christian McLeod, again, more on him. Man, has he pitched well for Wichita. He had that weird spot start for the Saints that, it wasn't a nightmare. It didn't look as bad as the line might suggest. But he survived in that outing. And then, in Wichita, he is walking a little bit too many guys. I think he's got to clean that up. But almost an 11 K per 9 on the year, a 2.95 ERA on the year. Has pitched really well in Wichita. Actually, he's pitched better in Wichita than he was in Cedar Rapids. A 1.05 whip in his 5 games for the Wind Surge, 25 innings, 32 strikeouts. Again, some home runs, some walks, but Christian McLeod has definitely put himself back on the map, which is great to see. So then let's turn the page to today. Unfortunately, the Mighty Muscles were the only team that won, and again, they won thanks to that 10th inning, top of the 10th inning and extra innings. Kyle DeBarge getting that big hit. Aaron Rozek pitched great for the Saints. That was nice to see. Corey Lewis walked 4 in his 3 1/3 inning. Did miss a lot of bats, getting 6 strikeouts, but kind of an uneven outing for him. Could kind of say the same for Darren Bowen, too. He gave up 4 runs, 3 earned in 4 innings, but struck out 6. Ross Dunn, that's rough, walking 5. So lots of walk issues today from across the system. That led to was part of why wins were tough to come by. Brooks Lee, a 3-for-4 game, as we took a look. Jorel Ortega, if you didn't notice, he was kind of the highlight guy for the win surge in both these games this weekend. He had a nice weekend. Gabriel Gonzalez homered for the Colonels today, and then Brandon Winokur was one of two guys. I think Kadeem Zhao also had a 3-a-day for the Mighty Muscles. So those guys getting it done. But that'll wrap it up for me. A lot happened. That's why I like to be able to do these nightly, but just couldn't get it done because when we do multiple days, it's like there's just too much to talk about. There was transactions I didn't mention. There was a lot. So if you have topics you want to throw out there and discuss, do so in the comments or questions. You would love to talk some more about this weekend's games. So anyway, thanks for being here. We'll talk again soon.